Hello, and welcome back. Today we have Platinum Review, number 65, Ratchet & Clank, Up Your Arsenal. Originally released in 2004 for the PlayStation 2, Up Your Arsenal is a third-person shooter and platformer developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. An HD remaster developed by Idle Minds was released in 2012 for the PlayStation 3, which is the version that I played. Set a little while after the events of Going Commando, the game begins with the hit holofilm series Secret Agent Clank.
Your luck is extraordinary, sir. But do you lose as gracefully as you win?
I would not know, Maximilian. I never lose.
There is a first time for everything. Agent Clank! You missed! So much for the famous secret agent.
Shocking. Bring the car around, Jeeves, and mind the ejector seat this time.
Stay tuned for more Secret Agent Clank.
Frustrated by Clank's fame and his relative obscurity, Ratchet changes the channel, but soon learns his home planet is under attack.
We continue our live coverage from Veldin. Just hours ago, the planet was attacked without warning by a terrifying alien race known as the Tyrannoids. Officials believe that an evil robotic supervillain known as Dr. Nefarious is the mastermind behind the Tyrannoid attack. As you can see, the Galactic Rangers are putting up a valiant fight, but they are no match for these tentacle-eyed terrors. Indeed, this backwater planet may be completely destroyed in a matter of hours. Darla Gratch, Channel 64 News.
Enraged, Ratchet and Clank immediately head for Veldin to aid the Galactic Rangers in their fight against the Tyrannoid invasion.
These must be the Galactic Rangers.
Hey, look! It's a new sergeant!
Huh?
Hey, Sarge, you can have my gun. There's too many of them! We're all gonna die!
From here, the player is reacquainted with the basic controls and gameplay mechanics, utilizing the Shock Blaster and Omni Wrench to take out the surrounding enemies. As Ratchet defeats enemies, he will earn experience points for both himself and the weapon being used. Earning enough XP will increase Ratchet's maximum health as he levels up, with a slightly revamped system. Now simpler and more straightforward, Ratchet's health is represented by a numerical number, capped at 100, and instant health boosts are no longer hidden throughout the galaxy, so all you have to do is defeat enemies. Once again, the damage Ratchet takes from incoming fire is determined by the quality of his armor, with upgraded suits providing more resistance. Similar to before, weapons can be upgraded to a new, more powerful version with enough XP, but now they can be leveled up to a 5th tier.
What's the situation?
The Noids have fallen back to a base in F Sector. We have orders to go in and take them out. F Sector? No way. Game over, man. We're all gonna end up as scrap metal.
Get back in there, Trooper. We've got a planet to save.
Sir, yes, sir.
As an active war zone, Veldin serves as the perfect battleground to level up, while fine-tuning your combat skills.
Stay frosty, people. The Noids could be hiding anywhere.
With the Tyrannoids held back for now, Ratchet receives an incoming transmission from the President regarding Dr. Nefarious, the mastermind behind the invasion.
Sir, we have a transmission from the President!
How are things on the front lines, soldier? Is that Secret Agent Clank?
Greetings, sir. We are here to help.
Well, this is an honor, and I see you brought your chauffeur along.
What? No. Hold on a second, sir.
Agent Clank, we must stop Dr. Nefarious. As you may know, only one man has ever faced him and survived. I've just received a top-secret report on that man's whereabouts. Here, take a look.
On tonight's episode of Nature's Mysteries, we examine the Florana tree beast. Deep in the dense growth of Florana's Jambu forest lives a mysterious creature. Or maybe he doesn't. It's one of Nature's Mysteries!
I seen him run right through our camping site. He was buck naked, screaming and holding a banana. Or maybe it weren't a banana. It could be
one of Nature's Mysteries! Legend tells that this mysterious creature is actually one of the greatest superheroes who ever lived. Shamed by his recent past, he is now one of Nature's Mysteries! Tune in and find out the answers.
We need you to find this man. The fate of the galaxy may depend on it.
The President wants to enlist the help of Captain Quark, but his whereabouts since the last game are shrouded in mystery. Reluctantly, Ratchet and Clank agree to look for Captain Quark, and start with the planet Florana. Upon landing, Ratchet and Clank explore the lush and beautiful forest, with the help of some new weapons, including the unique Plasma Whip. Breaking from the norm, the Plasma Whip is more of a melee weapon, but can be thrown for long-distance strikes, adding a new layer to the combat. Defeating enemies and destroying environmental objects will reward large amounts of bolts, which serve as the primary in-game currency. New to up your arsenal are a few new types of crates, including the Jackpot Crate, which will provide a temporary modifier to earn double the bolts. Another special crate is Inferno Mode, which temporarily increases Ratchet's wrench damage and armor strength, making him a melee powerhouse for a short time.
Your weapon has upgraded. Weapons upgrade automatically when they're used frequently. Hold circle to charge up the shot blaster for a more powerful attack.
After fighting through the hostile locals, Ratchet and Clank encounter Captain Quark, but he retreats behind a treacherous obstacle course known as the Path of Death. Ratchet's platforming prowess is put to the test, and along the way, he discovers the first secret collectible, a titanium bolt. Similar to gold or platinum bolts from the previous games, these hidden items can be found on each planet, and will unlock special skins to alter Ratchet's appearance.
Okay, we walked your path of death. Now, tell us what you know about Dr. Nefarious.
Huh?
Dr. Nefarious! They say you're the only man to ever beat him.
Huh?
Jeez, this guy's even dumber than...
Captain Quark?
Yeah, Captain Quark! That's it, Quark. You've had this coming for a long time.
Waiting at the end of the path is Captain Quark, but he isn't acting right, and proceeds to attack Ratchet.
So, Quark has completely lost his mind. Now what?
Just keep the mask on. He thinks you are his new leader.
Great.
Once Quark is defeated, Ratchet speaks with Sasha, captain of the starship Phoenix, and they agree to bring Quark in.
This is Captain Sasha of the starship Phoenix. The President has asked me to assist you.
Hi.
I see you have located Captain Quark.
Yeah, we got him, but, well, he thinks he's a monkey.
Of course. Bring him to the Phoenix and we'll see what we can do. Sasha out.
Moving forward, the starship Phoenix will serve as a base of operation, with onboard vendors for weapons, armor, and starship modifications. Also available on site is a VR training course, a video game console, and a trophy display case. While visiting the Gadgetron vendor, a special offer is available for those that played the first game. These and any weapons can be fully tested utilizing the VR training course to get acquainted with their individual playstyle and perks to prepare for battle. Once the starship Phoenix is adequately explored, Ratchet meets with Sasha to discuss their next move.
We're losing the signal. Try boosting the power.
Isn't that the President?
They came out of nowhere! Tyrannoid invasion force! Presidential compound has been breached! Cannot hold out much longer here.
Mr. President! Dad! Are you there?
Dad?
Robotic citizens of the Solana Galaxy, the hour of your liberation is at hand! Too long have we robots suffered under the bigotry, the stupidity, the squishiness and foul stench of organic life forms. Soon, all robots will bask in the liberty and equality of my benevolent, iron-fisted rule. And as for you filthy organic life forms, you can look forward to being disintegrated. That's all for now.
Ratchet learns that Sasha's father, who just so happens to be the president, is under Tyrannoid attack, courtesy of a deranged Dr. Nefarious, so he and Clank head for Marcadia to help. Marcadia is another active war zone to battle through, with countless waves of Tyrannoid forces to annihilate. A new feature of Up Your Arsenal are military missions, each with a unique objective to complete in the aid of the Galactic Rangers. These large-scale firefights were a fast-paced and action-packed addition. Certain challenges will introduce new gameplay mechanics, such as utilizing anti-air turrets, protecting allied troops, or setting up defense systems. Tyrannoid forces will relentlessly bear down on Ratchet and the Rangers, but overcoming the odds will reward large sums of bolts. Once the Tyrannoid forces are taken out, the President himself congratulates Ratchet and Clank and provides them with their next mission.
Agent Clank? You're even more impressive in person than you are on the holovid. And I must say, I've never seen a chauffeur fight like you do, son. Who says you can't find good help these days, right, Clank? Sasha's told me a lot about you. Don't get any ideas, kid. She is way out of your league. Sasha filled me in on the Quark situation. I'm told the man thinks he's a monkey?
He has lost his memory, sir.
Well, then you'll simply have to find it for him. We need our star player back in the game ASAP. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
My daughter tells me you're a man who's good with his hands, Ratchet.
Sir, I swear I never...
The city's laser shield went down during the attack. Now, we are defenseless without it. I sent out a repairman to fix it, but he disappeared. I need you to get that shield system back online.
Yes, sir. We're on it.
Within the laser defense facility, Ratchet discovers the first gadget of the game, the refractor. This special device will redirect laser beams to unlock doors, as well as blast smaller enemies away. With the refractor, Ratchet can puzzle solve his way through the facility, where he finds the repair tech is none other than Al.
Hey, look, it's Al. Got the shields up yet?
Silence! I am concentrating.
What the? That's a Quark vid comic.
Excuse me. It is a historically accurate interactive graphic novel.
It appears you have a feedback loop in the induction coils of your DB3 signal processor.
Impossible! I ran a recursive checksum on the signal matrix. Hey, there is a feedback loop. I don't know what happened.
May we borrow this vid comic?
Treat it gently. It is a first edition.
Perhaps this will help restore Quark's memory.
Shield power restored.
Once the defense system is back online, Ratchet and Clank take the vid comic back to the Phoenix, with the hope it can restore Captain Quark's memories. Each vid comic will provide some background information on the history between Quark and Nefarious, as Ratchet plays through an arcade-style, side-scrolling platformer.
These are the real-life adventures of Captain Quark, the greatest superhero the galaxy has ever known.
Hey, this thing on?
Meticulously reconstructed by our crack research team with the aid of eyewitness accounts, bathroom gossip, wild speculation, and a magic 8-ball.
In the game, Captain Quark can attack enemies with a beat-em-up style punch, or find weapons throughout the level. Within each episode are special items to collect, including health upgrades and tokens, with 100 needed to earn a titanium bolt. With the vidcomic complete, more adventures await, but this first one proves to be enough to restore Quark's memories.
Well, who's that handsome devil?
It appears Quark has regained his memory.
Hey, this dressing room isn't fit for a pig. What kind of shoddy production are you people running?
That's him, all right.
He may need a while to adjust. In the meantime, I've got a mission that's perfect for you two. We've just learned of a prototype holographic device that can disguise the user as a Tyrannoid, even allowing him to speak Tyrannese.
Is it just me, or do you smell bananas?
Anyway, the device happens to be the grand prize on this week's Annihilation Nation. Check it out.
Tonight on Annihilation Nation, we feature an all-new Death Course. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Good luck, Fred! Next!
While Captain Quark readjusts to reality, Sasha has a new mission for Ratchet. To obtain the Tira-Guy's gadget, Ratchet must participate in the Death Course at Annihilation Nation.
All right, let's meet our first contestant. He's an unemployed rocket mechanic who claims to have saved 2 galaxies, but most people know him as Secret Agent Clang's bumbling chauffeur. He hopes that disguising himself as a Tyrannoid will make him more attractive to the ladies.
Hey!
Give a warm welcome to Ratchet! Ratchet will attempt to be the first contestant ever to survive the Death Course. Contestant number 1, are you ready?
Bring it on!
Annihilation Nation is a combination death course and arena battle. The death course portion is exactly as it sounds, with environmental hazards attempting to take Ratchet out before he can reach the end. Ratchet's platforming and parkour mastery will be on full display, with death-defying leaps over flames, carefully timed precision jumps along moving objects, and hostile foes waiting around every corner. Completing the death course will reward a second vid comic, but Ratchet is only halfway home. Now, the arena battle portion begins, as Ratchet must engage in combat against waves of dangerous adversaries in a round-based fight to the death. Surviving until every last enemy is defeated will reward the Tiragai's gadget.
I don't believe it, folks! He survived the Death Course! And here to give you your prize, the lovely Miss Courtney Gears! How about that, folks? He is better looking!
The good vibes of victory are short-lived though, as Captain Quark has a comeback plan, and to make matters worse, he has the support and backing of the President.
Quark personal log, entry 101301. After I personally vanquished the Protopet menace and revamped the Megacorp testing facility, I decided to focus my efforts on protecting the endangered creatures of the Florana jungle. But when news arrived that Dr. Nefarious had again risen to power, I knew where my true destiny lay. The training necessary to get back into tip-top shape has been exhausting, and my mind overflows with brilliant concepts. Though I still yearn for the bittersweet stench of my simian companions. The time has come to resume my duties as the greatest hero the galaxy has ever known!
You're not gonna believe this, but the President put Quark in charge of the fight against Nefarious. Our new commander just called his first team meeting. You better get back to the Phoenix right away.
I agree. This does not sound good.
Not the least bit eager to report to Captain Quark for duty, Ratchet and Clank partake in the optional side challenges at Annihilation Nation. With increasing tiers of difficulty, these extra courses and arena battles will reward a ton of XP and bolts. Each will have a unique theme or modifier, such as boss battles, time-limited runs, constantly depleting health, or breakaway floors. The arena battles were a blast to play through, and are my favorite part of any Ratchet & Clank game. The Death Course added a new layer to the fun, and Annihilation Nation was somewhere you can get lost in for hours at a time.
Here we go, folks! Arena combat! Yeah! You know you want it!
the challenge mode in mid-round.
Folks.
After delaying the inevitable return to the Phoenix, Ratchet and Clank finally give in and report to Captain Quark. Captain Quark has assembled a super team called the Q-Force, although their competency is questionable at best, especially when their next big plan is revealed.
Welcome to the Q-Force. You have been assembled here because each of you is an expert in your particular field. From Al's mastery of electronics to Skid's nerves of steel, to Helga's sensual powers of seduction. Each of you has shown that you are worthy to wear the Q. Years ago, I single-handedly defeated Dr. Nefarious, but like a rash on the galaxy's backside, he has flared up again. Our first mission will be to infiltrate the Doctor's top-secret base on planet Aquatos. Impossible, you say? Perhaps for a lesser strategist. Behold, my brilliant plan!
First, Ratchet and Clank will descend to the sea floor and wade through a series of tunnels flooded with waist-high raw sewage.
What?
Please hold your questions until the end of the presentation. After infiltrating the base, our agents will split up. Clank will enter the base's ventilation system, where he will locate and deploy this banana-guided autonomous monkey device, or the GAMD. Meanwhile, Ratchet will use his extensive knowledge of the Tyrannoid language and customs to win the trust of the bloodthirsty alien guards. Finally, our agents will make their way to Nefarious's personal office, steal everything that isn't nailed down, and exfiltrate the base completely undetected.
That's crazy!
But it just might work.
Despite the irrational nature of Quark's plan, Ratchet and Clank head for Nefarious's underwater hideout on planet Aquatos. Waiting for them inside is Skid McMarks.
Skid? What are you doing here?
My code name is Shadow Dude, bro. Black Ops are my specialty. I figured you guys could use my help.
Thanks, Shadow Dude, but I think we've got this one covered.
All right, I'll just take my hacker and go back to the ship.
Hacker? Oh, well, you know, on second thought, I think we'd like you to join the mission, Shadow Dude.
Awesome! This is gonna be sick!
While Skid is averse to engaging in combat, he does at least possess a gadget for hacking deeper into the hideout.
Piece of cake!
Shh! Clank, did you hear that?
We are not alone.
Hey, dudes, I forgot to feed my goldfish. I'll see you back at the... Ah!
Well, if it ain't two of my best customers.
After Skid heads back to the ship, Ratchet and Clank encounter Slim Cognito, who has some special weapons for sale. If you have completed Going Commando, then these returning weapons are free of charge. With these, Ratchet and Clank reach the ventilation system and split up temporarily. Now, the player controls Clank, who is accompanied by Quark's monkey Scrunch. Firing a banana will lure Scrunch to specific locations, adding a new platforming mechanic. Clank himself has limited offensive capabilities, with just a basic punch, but luckily, Gadgetbots can be found and commanded to take out more dangerous foes. Meanwhile, Ratchet infiltrates deeper, utilizing the Tira guys to get by security. To trick the guards, a new rhythm-based minigame must be completed. After a while, Ratchet and Clank meet back up, but Dr. Nefarious is nowhere to be found.
I have downloaded an encrypted star map. Perhaps Al can decode it.
Great. Let's get back to the Phoenix.
While heading back to their ship, Ratchet and Clank come across an old friend.
Whoa! Deja vu.
Ow! Oh, it's you two again. Right on schedule. This here's one of the nastiest, smelliest sewers in the galaxy. Most guys wouldn't set foot in a place like this, but me? I just can't get enough.
Right. Well, we were just passing through. You can get back to whatever you were doing.
Hey, if you find any sewer crystals, I'll pay you for them in bolts. I'm making something special for the missus.
Sewer crystals. Uh-huh. We'll keep that in mind.
Gathering sewer crystals is a great way to earn a ton of extra bolts and XP. Found throughout the massive and intricate tunnels of the sewer system are a total of 101 crystals. Some are relatively easy to spot amongst the twists and turns, but enemy amoeboids guard them closely. Defeating special giant amoeboids will grant an extra crystal, but unfortunately, some hidden paths are inaccessible until later, so Ratchet gathers up what he can for now and cashes in before returning to the Phoenix.
Sorry to disturb your work, sir, but you may want to know that your impenetrable secret base on Aquatos has been penetrated.
Impossible!
If you say so, sir. They apparently stole some sort of data disk. Well, I must be off now. Dirty laundry and whatnot.
Who is responsible for this outrage?
I believe it was a Captain Quark or something.
Oh, Janice. You'll always be the love of my life.
You really should have that looked at.
That moron could never hope to match wits with the likes of me.
If anyone can beat a moron at his own game, it's you, sir. He has, however, assembled a group of elite agents known as the Q-Force.
What? This Q-Force must be stopped. Destroy them, eradicate them, annihilate them all!
Back on board, Quark immediately takes credit for a job well done, and devises another ridiculous plan.
Well, team, I believe some congratulations are in order. After all, my plan worked even more perfectly than expected. Well?
Way to go, dude?
Don't mention it. I'm just doing my job. Now that I know where the Tyrannoids are coming from, I can put a stop to this alien menace once and for all. With utter disregard for my own safety, I've drawn up an ingenious plan for an attack on Tyrannosis. First, I shall humbly step aside, allowing Ratchet to free-fall down and take out the mortar launchers at the landing site. Once the mortars have been silenced, the dropship will make its descent. Next, Ratchet will take the assault vehicle from the dropship, make his way to the 4 plasma cannon turrets, and destroy them. Once the turrets have been knocked out, Ratchet will personally lead the assault on the main enemy base.
Less than thrilled to take on the Tyrannoid army without any help from the Q-Force, Ratchet rendezvous with the Galactic Rangers. Dropping into another active and chaotic war zone, Ratchet teams with the Galactic Rangers to battle through more military missions. After blasting through the Tyrannoid forces, Ratchet now faces the Queen. After a tough fight, the Queen is taken out, just in time for Quark to arrive and take credit for the victory.
Captain Quark, first you made another miraculous comeback. Now you've defeated the Tyrannoids in a spectacular battle on their own planet. How do you explain your recent success?
Courage, compassion, dashing good looks, iron hard abs!
Back on board the Phoenix, Ratchet fills in the team on how things really unfolded, but with a few embellishments of his own.
It was the biggest Tyrannoid you've ever seen. Big as a Star Cruiser and packing twice as much firepower. There was no escape. He was coming right at me. Closer, closer. Oh, what am I gonna do, right? Closer, even closer. Click, click. My blaster jammed.
No way! What happened next?
Yes, go on. We're all riveted.
So, this is the mighty Q-Force I've heard so much about. Pathetic! I could obliterate the lot of you, and they wouldn't even mention it in Supervillain Weekly.
True, sir, but you'll have done the fashion world an enormous service.
And as for you, Agent Clank, I have far grander plans for you.
After being interrupted by Dr. Nefarious, Al tracks his location to a weapons facility on planet Dax. Before leaving, Ratchet receives the hacker gadget Skid used earlier, and after mastering the mechanics, takes it with him to Dax. Once landing, Ratchet must battle his way through a highly dangerous security force to get inside. After fighting his way inside, Ratchet finds Dr. Nefarious is long gone, but a strange Courtney Gears music video does provide a new lead.
Check it out. Looks like somebody's a big fan of Courtney Gears.
Courtney who?
Come on, remember that bombshell handing out prizes on Annihilation Nation?
Ah, yes. Her specifications were remarkable.
Yeah, well, she's not the hottest pop star in the galaxy because of her singing.
That is odd. It appears this computer was recently used to edit one of her music videos.
Oh, let's watch it! I mean, you know, it may contain a clue or something.
goes out to all you robots across the galaxy. It's time for you and me to rise up and strike back. Don't stop until we dominate. Won't you feel great when we exterminate all organic life?
Miss Gears may be in league with Dr. Nefarious.
Yeah, who knew? She always seems so sweet and innocent in her videos. Well, except for that one with the... You know...
She might possess information about what Nefarious is planning.
Oh, right. And if we win that grand prize on Annihilation Nation, we'll get another chance to talk to her.
To get to the bottom of things, Ratchet and Clank decide to head back to Annihilation Nation to confront Courtney Gears in person. But before leaving, they explore further and discover secret files regarding a super weapon Dr. Nefarious is developing.
This terminal should give us high-level access to all of Nefarious's project files. I found something. I am afraid it does not look good.
Bio-obliterator? Huh. I see what you mean. What exactly does it do?
That information has been deleted.
Uh-oh. Well, where is this thing?
Location unknown. However, a large transport vessel left this facility yesterday. It was headed for the Obani moon system.
The Obani moons, huh? Well, we better check it out.
With the facility fully explored, Ratchet and Clank head for the gauntlet at Annihilation Nation.
Gentlemen, give a big hand for Ratchet and Clank! They'll take home a rare first edition Quark video comic! And here to present the grand prize, the incredible, incomparable, intalented Courtney Gears!
Hi. My, you're even more gorgeous in person than you are on the holo, Agent Clank. You know, I'd do anything to play a part in one of your holo films.
That could be arranged, Miss Gears, if you are willing to provide information on the whereabouts of Dr. Nefarious.
Dr. Nefarious? You have been busy, haven't you? You just get me that part, and I'll tell you anything you want to know.
In exchange for a role in the next Secret Agent Clank holo film, Courtney Gears will give up Nefarious's location, but only after the role is hers. With time to kill, Ratchet and Clank participate in even more death course and arena battles to earn some extra bolts, including a particularly difficult 100-round challenge.
Sharp teeth, too. I wonder if it bites.
After conquering all available arena battles, Ratchet and Clank head to Holostar Studios to film Secret Agent Clank and make good on their promise to Courtney Gears.
Jeeves, activate the cloaking device.
With pleasure, sir. Now you see us. Now you... Oh, crud.
Cut! That's it! You've disgraced my set for the last time, kid. Take up basket weaving. You're fired! Get me the monkey.
I'll see you at the trailer, Clank.
Agent Clank, meet your new sidekick. All right, forget the chase scene and go right to the grand finale. You did read the script I sent you. First, you narrowly survive a series of death-defying stunts, yada yada. You defeat the Terror of Talos, yada yada yada. Finally, you rescue the Baroness, played by the lovely Miss Courtney Gears.
Okay.
And action!
Unfortunately, in the middle of filming, Ratchet is fired and replaced with Scrunch, while the player now takes control of Clank as he acts his way through a few of the scenes.
Action! That's what I'm talking about!
All in a day's work.
Cut! Printed! That's a wrap, people!
Perhaps now you will tell me what Dr. Nefarious is planning.
I have a better idea. Why don't you ask him yourself?
What is it?
I have a present for you, Snicky Wookums.
I told you to stop calling me that! Just bring me Agent Clank!
Of course, darling.
Once filming is complete, Courtney Gears double-crosses Clank, as her loyalties lie with Dr. Nefarious. It turns out that Dr. Nefarious is genuinely a huge fan of Clank's, but is highly disappointed in his friendship with organic beings.
You are a hero to robots across the galaxy, and yet you deny your own destiny. You choose to bow and scrape before the squishes! Where is your pride in who you are, Agent Clank? Join me, and together we will rule an entire galaxy of robots. Or refuse, remain a traitor to your own kind, and follow your beloved squishies into the black hole of oblivion!
Meanwhile, Ratchet begins to get suspicious of Clank's delayed return, and as he waits, Tyrannoid forces invade the studio. Ratchet battles through wave after wave of hostile foes until he reconvenes with Clank. But something is definitely wrong.
Clank, where have you been? I thought something happened to you.
I was having my sprockets lubed.
You picked a fine time for a tune-up. Where's Courtney Gears?
Miss Gears has left the planet.
What? What about Nefarious? Did she tell you where he is?
Dr. Nefarious is aboard a star cruiser called the Leviathan.
Okay. Nice job, Clank. So, I'll just call Sasha and have her track down that star cruiser.
There isn't enough time for Ratchet to notice Clank's odd behavior, as they once again are summoned to help the Galactic Rangers, this time in Blackwater City.
Run for your lives! Ah! Sir, requesting immediate assistance! Well, I'll be glad to see you, Sarge. Look out! The Nards are coming across the bridge! We've got orders to neutralize the enemy forces guarding that bridge. That was a close close one, Sarge. Thanks for the backup. I tripped over these gravity boots while I was running from the Tyrannoids. I believe they're your size.
Yo, dudes!
Hey, Skid. How's the stakeout going?
Awesome! A few minutes ago, this totally tricked out space limo rolls up, and dude, you won't believe who was in it. Courtney Gears!
Uh-oh. Were you spotted?
No way, man. I've been staying out of sight, keeping a low profile. I'm like a shadow, dude.
Once all enemies are defeated, Ratchet earns the gravity boots, which can be used to obtain the remaining sewer crystals back on Aquatos. Unfortunately, though, there isn't much time to celebrate, as an incoming transmission shows Skid in dire need of help.
Hey!
Skid's in trouble. We better get back to the Obani Moons.
With the gravity boots, Ratchet pursues Skid through some trippy twists and turns, overcoming treacherous environmental hazards along the way.
This is the testing laboratory for the Biobliterator.
Let's see what Nefarious has been up to.
Whoa! Like I never knew you were this kinky, Miss Gears.
Don't you ever shut up.
Okay, I'll zip it. Man, the guys aren't gonna believe this.
Like, destroy all squishies, dude.
What? They turned Skid into a robot? That's impossible!
Not for Dr. Nefarious.
Don't be afraid, Ratchet. The transformation doesn't hurt. Much. Besides, I think you'll enjoy being a robot.
Let's see if you can fight better than you can sing.
With Skid transformed into a robot, Ratchet must now battle Courtney Gears to avoid the same fate.
One disposable pop star disposed.
You okay, Clank?
Transmission from the Phoenix.
We've located Nefarious' star cruiser. It's refueling at the Zeldrin starport. Quark is already on his way there.
It might be a trap. I think Courtney Gears was setting us up. Even so, it could be our only chance to stop Nefarious. We'll meet Quark at the starport.
After Courtney Gears is subdued, Ratchet and Clank head for the Zeldrin starport to meet up with Captain Quark. Upon landing, Ratchet interrupts a highly awkward conversation between Quark and Scrunch.
I thought we agreed to put that jungle business behind us. It was mating season. How could I have known she was your sister? How long have you two been standing there?
Too long.
Well, stop lollygagging and let's get to work. We'll use this shuttle to infiltrate the Star Cruiser undetected. Once on board, we find Nefarious and finish the job. You fellas ready?
Putting that terrible thought out of their minds, Ratchet, Clank, and Quark search for Dr. Nefarious, but it turns out he is waiting and expecting them.
It's too quiet. I don't like it.
Once again, my brilliant plan has caught the enemy completely unawares.
Message received.
What's that, Clank?
Nothing.
Come in, gentlemen. We've been expecting you.
I lured you here so I could witness your demise.
Auto-destruct sequence initiated. Prepare to die.
Lawrence, Teleport us out of here.
Of course, sir.
Lawrence? This isn't funny, Lawrence!
As the ship begins to self-destruct, Ratchet and Clank run for the exit, but Captain Quark stays behind.
Come on, Quark. Hurry up.
We must leave now.
Not without Quark. He would have waited for us. I think.
Good for him.
Wait!
Unfortunately, they are unable and unwilling to wait any longer, and Quark does not make it back, seemingly perishing in the explosion.
Und wir would frolic in the fitness course unter the wee hours of the morning.
I just heard what happened. I wanted to offer my condolences to the team. Quark's loss is a true tragedy. The man was a hero, brave, honest, kind, and humble to the core.
What a load of bullshit.
Captain Quark may be gone, but his indomitable spirit of heroism lives on in each of you. I know the Q-Force will make our fallen captain proud. Carry on, men.
This came in the mail for Quark. It's Chapter 4 of the Quarkvid comic series. He'd want you to have it.
Thanks, Al. You know, this could give us a clue about what Nefarious is going to do next.
Aren't you gonna unlock Quark's secret costumes? Here, I'll use the cheat codes. Let's see. Up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, square, square. He's in a tutu!
Metropolis! That's where Nefarious is going to strike first.
Are you sure?
It makes perfect sense. Nefarious tried to destroy Metropolis years ago, but Quark stopped him. Nefarious swore he'd come back and finish the job someday. Now that he has a secret weapon, he's ready to make his move.
Set a course for Metropolis. Let's hope we're not too late.
The team's intuition proves right, as Metropolis is under full-scale attack, courtesy of Dr. Nefarious, who watches from afar with the real Clank held captive. Ratchet battles through the enemy forces as he makes his way towards Dr. Nefarious, but unfortunately, he is not quick enough, as the Bio-Obliterator turns all organic life into even more powerful and deadly robotic foes. Despite the increased strength and firepower of his enemies, Ratchet powers through and discovers that he has been duped.
Look, Clank, it's Dr. Nefarious, and that butler guy. And they've got Clank. They're, holding you prisoner. How about that? I guess I should be feeling pretty stupid right now. I don't suppose there's any chance he's the evil Clank. Yeah, didn't think so.
I've been laughing so hard today, my sides ache.
With the truth revealed, Ratchet fights the fake Clank, who stands between him and the real one.
I am sorry, Ratchet. This is all my fault.
Knock it off, Clank. Nefarious did this, and he is gonna pay for it. For Metropolis and for what he did to Quark and Skid. You and I are gonna make sure of that. Come on, let's get off this planet before we end up dead.
Reunited once more, Ratchet and Clank rendezvous with the Galactic Rangers to push back against the newly transformed robotic Tyrannoids who occupy Metropolis.
Again, Sarge. Me and the guys wanted to get you something to say thanks for saving our butts all over the galaxy. Everybody chipped in. We got you this map-o-matic.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Once the city is safe and secure, Ratchet and Clank head back to the Phoenix to regroup.
Just hours ago, bio-obliterators devastated Metropolis. The devices have since disappeared and their current location is unknown. Galactic citizens are in a state of hysteria, reacting to news that Dr. Nefarious is planning identical attacks across the galaxy.
Everyone's acting like Nefarious has already won.
Maybe he has. If we don't find those bio-obliterators soon, we're all gonna be robots. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Wait a second. Before the Star Cruiser blew up, didn't Quark say he was trying to find something?
Yeah. It's a long shot, but I guess it's worth a try. The cruiser went down on planet Zeldrin. We'll go check out the crash site. Maybe we can find what Quark was looking for.
With no other leads to follow, Ratchet and Clank head for the crash site to see if any clues can be found amongst the wreckage. Thanks to the bio-obliterator, the site is crawling with countless, heavily armed foes to deal with. After fighting through hostile territory, Ratchet and Clank uncover an abandoned escape pod and learn that Quark faked his death.
This pocket crotchetizer is still warm.
Ew.
A call was recently made using the pod's emergency communicator. There is a recording.
Supernova taxi.
I need a cab to come get me right away.
Whoa, this must be my lucky day. So where you headed?
I'll tell you that when you get here. And if you keep this quiet, there's another 5 volts in it for you. Oh, one more thing. You happen to have a spare charge pack for this thing?
P20 crotchetizer, huh? This gets better every second.
To figure out where Quark may be hiding, Ratchet and Clank return to the Phoenix to enlist the help of Al.
Al, we recovered a data disk from Nefarious's cruiser. Can you decode it?
Of course. Yes. Ooh. By the way, we found something interesting in Quark's quarters.
Hey, if it's another crotchetizer, I don't even want to...
It is a Quark vid comic. Specifically, it is episode 5 of the Dr. Nefarious series. But as everyone knows, only 4 issues were ever published. Not even my pals in the Quark Cadets fan club have ever heard of this issue. And those guys are real geeks, if you know what I mean.
I sure do. Thanks, Al. We'll check it out.
After his narrow escape from the clutches of Dr. Nefarious, Quark dropped out of the public eye. Truth is, Quark was holed up in his secret hideout on the Thran asteroid, terrified that Dr. Nefarious would make good on his promise of revenge. When Nefarious didn't resurface, Quark assumed he was gone forever and returned to his career as a high-profile celebrity superhero.
I should have known Quark was full of it.
But why would Quark lie to us?
Dude, Quark is bogus, bogus, bogus.
You can ask him yourself when we see him. According to this vid comic, Quark has a secret hideout in the Thran asteroid belt. I've got a hunch he's there right now.
Within a missing chapter of the Captain Quark vid comics, the team learns of a secret hideout found within an asteroid belt. Equipped with robotic versions of himself and elaborate defense systems, Captain Quark's hideout is not going to allow Ratchet and Clank to pass through unopposed. After several intense encounters, Ratchet and Clank finally find and confront Captain Quark.
Hey, little buddy, how'd you find me here?
We found your secret vid comic, Quark.
Oh, that. Yes, but despite my outward appearance of utter perfection, well,
Deep inside, you're a cowardly wuss?
No, not exactly. When I escaped from that star cruiser, cheating death by mere nanoseconds, I suddenly realized something very important. I could have died! Me, Captain Quark! Imagine an entire galaxy with no more me! And for what cause? So, a few trillion people get turned into robots. Who am I to say who should or shouldn't be turned into a robot?
You're pathetic, Quark. I can't believe I once looked up to you. Let's go, Clank.
The people of this galaxy need you, Quark. They believe in you. You can give them hope. You have a chance to redeem yourself and become the hero you have always wanted to be.
Clank tries to reach any remnants of a hero left within Quark, but they leave the hideout frustrated and disappointed. To make matters worse, an incoming transmission from Sasha shows the Phoenix under attack and in dire need of reinforcements.
Ratchet! Where have you been?
We were just...
Never mind. The Phoenix is under attack. Our shields are...
Sasha!
To 40%. Life support systems are... I think they're getting... aboard the ship. Whatever's on that disk has Nefarious worried. Do anything to get it back. Hey, Hotshot. If I don't get to see you again, I just wanted to say...
The signal is lost.
Engage the gravimetric warp drive.
Immediately upon landing, Ratchet and Clank find swarms of enemies everywhere, and the ship under heavy assault. Once all enemies are defeated, Ratchet regroups with the Q-Force, and they discuss Dr. Nefarious' master plan.
Well, you certainly took your sweet time.
Hey, it's good to see you too. Everyone okay?
We're fine. You made it just in time.
Any luck with the data disk?
Huh. Luck, he says.
Al cracked the encryption. The disk contains a complete copy of Nefarious' battle plan. He's going to attack planet after planet, leaving nothing but robots in his wake.
The Bio-Obliterator is programmed to recharge its power cells after each attack.
It's recharging at a base on planet Koros right now. And Ratchet, the next target is Veldin.
To stop the Bio-Obliterator from targeting his home planet, Ratchet heads to Koros to stop Dr. Nefarious once and for all.
Look, there it is! But how are we supposed to take it out? My biggest gun wouldn't even put a dent in that thing.
Then we will need a bigger gun.
Yeah, right. Where are we gonna get that kind of firepower?
Found it.
Huh? Whoa. Yeah, that ought to do it.
If you can get me inside the command center, I can override the targeting system and take control of that ion cannon.
Let's go.
With a plan of action, Ratchet and Clank fight their way through enemy lines to reach the command center.
After all those hollow films, there is one thing you should know by now. Do not mess with Agent Clank. Incoming call from the Phoenix.
Nice shooting, Clank. There's no telling how many lives you just saved. But we're not done yet.
Huh?
Al just finished decoding the data disk. Nefarious secretly constructed a second Bio-Obliterator. A new model even more dangerous than the one you just destroyed.
Where is it?
Nefarious has a master control center on planet Mylon. We believe the last Bio-Obliterator is there now, guarded by an entire robot army.
Then we better get moving.
Be careful, guys. This time, they know you're coming.
Although the Bio-Obliterator is destroyed, Ratchet and Clank's work is far from over, as Dr. Nefarious secretly built another, and this one is protected by a much larger enemy presence. The Master Command Center lives up to its reputation, as the enemies here deal massive damage with extreme firepower that can wipe Ratchet out in an instant, with very limited and unforgiving checkpoints. Determined to stop Dr. Nefarious, Ratchet battles through enemy lines, tricks unsuspecting Tyrannoids, and utilizes several gadgets to blast and puzzle solve his way forward. After an intense journey, Ratchet reaches Dr. Nefarious, who immediately retreats with the Bio-Obliterator, prepared to attack Veldin.
We're too late.
already initiated the launch sequence. If that thing gets into space, Velden won't have a chance.
That's not gonna happen.
Now, Ratchet confronts Dr. Nefarious with the fate of the galaxy on the line in the final boss fight of the game.
You again? You will pay for your insolence, you miserable rodent. You'll regret...
Sorry, Nefarious. Your flight's been canceled.
Unlike the final clash in Going Commando, this boss fight was no joke. Ratchet will be put to the ultimate test of might in this multi-phased and epic clash that sees him battle through waves of enemies just to catch Dr. Nefarious in what is the toughest encounter of the entire game.
I am defeated. I have no choice but to throw myself on your mercy.
Really? I mean, that's right, Nefarious. Your reign of terror is finally...
Sucker!
This weapon upgrade features a lock-on mod.
Important, sir. It's almost time for my solo.
Begin the transformation!
Just when Dr. Nefarious appears to get the upper hand, Captain Quark shockingly returns to finally live up to his heroic reputation and helps Ratchet save the galaxy.
Oh, the humiliation! Defeated by squishes! Oh, I'll never live this down!
Warning. Reactor detonation in 60 seconds.
Lawrence, engage the teleporter.
Would you care to specify a destination, sir?
Who cares? Just get us out of here. Time's up. What? That wasn't even close to 60 seconds!
Bye-bye.
We're live from the star-studded premiere of the latest Holo film in the Secret Agent Clank series. The atmosphere is positively electric as thousands of fanatical fans clamor for a glimpse of their favorite celebrities.
With the galaxy saved from Dr. Nefarious, everyone gathers at the premiere of the new Secret Agent Clank Holo film as the game ends. After the credits, we see the unfortunate fate of Dr. Nefarious and Lawrence.
What do you mean we can't teleport to a planet?
I'm afraid we're well out of range, sir. Perhaps if you had bothered to specify a destination.
When will we be in range?
Oh, I'm sure something will come along in, say, 5 or 10,000 years.
Ah! I don't believe this! Now what?
I don't suppose you can play drums.
With the story complete, you can either revert your save file to before the final fight, or start a new game in challenge mode. For now, it is best to revert to earn a bunch of trophies. If you have played the previous games in the series, the platinum progression will be a familiar process. The first step will be to go back to each planet to find all titanium bolts and to earn all skill points. Hidden throughout each planet, titanium bolts will unlock new skins to alter Ratchet's appearance. Most of these will require platforming or gadget-related puzzle solving to reach seemingly inaccessible areas, but others can be acquired by collecting all tokens in each chapter of the vidcomic. Once all titanium bolts are collected, you can customize Ratchet's look to your personal preference. For an additional trophy, be sure to purchase the snowman skin, but otherwise, these are just for fun. In addition to titanium bolts, each planet will have secret objectives to complete to earn a skill point. These can be a wide variety of different tasks and will often reward an individual trophy upon completion. Some of these are combat related, such as collecting all sewer crystals, killing Scorpio with just your wrench, killing Tyrannoids with the Flux Rifle, or using the Quacko Ray on Bloodflies, just to name a few. Others will test your platforming prowess and mastery, such as completing gadget training in under 50 seconds, completing the Path of Death without taking any damage, or completing the vidcomics under specific time restraints. Others will be a bit more generic, such as acquiring the Infernox armor, hitting the slot machine jackpot, or blowing up underwater crates. None of these were too bad, with the exception of the vidcomic time trials that did take a decent amount of tries, but in general, these could be completed in relatively short order. If you struggle with any particular ones, a guide could be used. New to up your arsenal is another hidden collectible, and these are mini statues or trophies of different characters that will be displayed on board the Starship Phoenix. Although there are many, you only need to find the Ratchet and Clank ones for a trophy associated with each. Once you have collected all titanium bolts and skill points, it is time for challenge mode. This is essentially New Game Plus, with your weapons and health carrying over, but in exchange, the enemies will be significantly more difficult. However, to combat this increased difficulty, your weapons can now be upgraded to an 8th Omega tier for ultimate firepower. These initial upgrades are quite expensive, but well worth the cost. Unfortunately, for a trophy, you must obtain 10 million bolts in your current inventory, so it is a bit counterintuitive, as spending on new weapons will lower your total, but the more powerful weapons will then make it easier to earn bolts. The more powerful weapons are especially useful in maintaining a bolt multiplier unique to challenge mode. This can reach up to 20x, but will reset when you take a hit. Personally, I found it best to purchase and use the weapons as I played through challenge mode. The later levels provide so many bolts that even if you spend a ton, you will easily get to 10 million without too much hassle. For the Platinum Trophy, you must purchase and max out all weapons, including the Rhino 3, which is only available in challenge mode. For me, this required almost an entire second playthrough, so be prepared to get pretty deep into a second run. You will also have to level up Ratchet's health meter, which can now max out at 200 in challenge mode, but this will easily be accomplished well before all your weapons are maxed out. Once all these tasks are completed, the Platinum Trophy will be yours. Although there was no trophy associated with it this time, the Insomniac Museum could once again be accessed by setting your console time to between 3 and 4 AM. The museum was a fun time with some interesting lore and deleted content. Overall, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal was a great game from start to finish, with enhanced gameplay, smooth graphics, and a fun narrative, making it my personal favorite in the HD collection. The health and upgrade system was streamlined and simpler, with weapon upgrades more numerous and powerful than ever before, especially in challenge mode. The gadgets were less cumbersome, and even combined at times, such as the previous swing shot and dynamo, encompassed in the single hyper shot, making for an easier process without having to constantly swap out. The different puzzle-solving mechanics fit naturally into the story and gameplay, without feeling out of place or gimmicky. And although the hacker sequences could be a bit long, they didn't often overstay their welcome. The combat system and gunfights were epic, diverse, and challengingly rewarding, with an intense large-scale and fitting conclusion in the battle against Dr. Nefarious. The addition of military missions and death courses, combined with traditional arena battles and collectathons, provided countless opportunities to earn a ton of bolts and XP, while maximizing the chaos and carnage. Fully upgrading all weapons was a ton of fun, with new weapons with unique and creative mechanics, returning favorites from previous games, and the usual over-the-top explosive mayhem. There were countless options and strategies at your disposal. The militaristic style of combat and wave-based encounters created brutally hostile environments to overcome. Deadly enemy forces bear down on Ratchet from all angles, causing a real sense of pressure and danger. The intensity is ramped up to 11, perfectly capturing the chaotic and stressful atmosphere of war. The fate of the entire galaxy rests on Ratchet's shoulders, and the player feels that intently. However, as usual, the jokes and comic relief were a welcome break from the more serious moments, with wonderfully charming and charismatic characters, each with diverse and unique personalities. The narrative was well written and flowed smoothly from planet to planet, as the stakes were raised along the journey. Dr. Nefarious was a great villain, with moments of ridiculous embarrassment and incompetency, but at the same time, he had flashes where he was more than capable, and playing through the vid comics showed a layered and emotionally deep persona, whose anger and frustration at Captain Quark you could fully understand. The story progression was more clearly defined and linear than the previous games, with smooth cutscene transitions. Each planet still had alternate paths to follow and secrets to uncover, but the main mission was always front and center. Optional side objectives would be listed once discovered, so the player could progress the story at their own pace. Each planet had a unique theme and identity, with beautifully vivid details and visuals that shined with the HD remaster. The world of Ratchet & Clank is an immersive adventure that any PlayStation fan should embark on. Full of evil, deceit, and betrayal, but also friendship, self-sacrifice, and heroics, this dark yet light, humorous yet emotionally complex story is a worthwhile and rewarding journey. Up Your Arsenal took all of the best elements from the previous games, fine-tuned and tweaked them into a completely polished masterpiece. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for Platinum Review number 66.